What a treat to start off this hour. Our good friend who has gone from the tech world to the toy world to the weather world to the country music world to just the music world is joining us in studio. Guess who it is? The Gidget of Gadgets!
It's our Gidget of Gadgets, Katie Linendoll, for the latest in sports technology and ox roast recipes.
Oh, the sting never gets old.
But actually, we're not doing either one of those things here. So we need
There's always time for ox roast, even if it's 8 a.m.
We do need to update that stinger because amazingly, you have just debuted a new song, Your Hands, which has just hit the charts. It has hit top 10 on the iTunes music charts.
Yeah, music
across
videos.
all genres. Absolutely amazing. Katie has done this incredible pivot in her life to becoming a country music and now just music superstar.
Your hands, they built a story for the ages, fearless and courageous, hands of a real man. Your hands, they seen the scars of game day, flying military planes, praising his name on high. Oh, your hands.
And so this song is now one of many that you've produced and sung and developed and written. I mean, now you're doing it all.
Well, this one's extra special too because, as you know, I come from a big, proud military family, and this is a song for our men, ones with grit and character, and specifically veterans, active service members, and first responders. And what was so cool about the music video, I had this idea to have everyone send in their favorite heroes, and we incorporate them all through the music video. So everybody was tuning in, and it was very emotional to see people that they love from decades, too. We had people from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago as service members and their photos and their videos in the video, which was awesome. But then, as you know, every song that I do is tied to a small nonprofit that is close to my heart. And this one is tied to the Chef Robert Irvine Foundation, who is a dear friend. And what's so awesome is he is a big supporter of military and first responders. And we're giving away, he is the largest supporter and donor of iBots, high-tech wheelchairs. And
iBots.
Yes. It was so cool to see this technology. You know, I chase technologies. Like, I'm always looking for the next big innovation.
Yeah.
When I first saw this iBot and what it can do for disabled vets, I was blown away. 6 different modes. It can climb stairs. It can go through all terrains, snow, gravel, water resistant.
Whoa.
And the neatest part is it can bring anyone to eye level. So there's that dignity to come back and to be able to give somebody a handshake and look them right in the eye. So we had to pick one recipient to receive an iBot. They're kind of expensive. The goal long-term for the company is to get insurance support. But we picked one recipient, one veteran in need of an iBot, and that's where all the proceeds from the song are going to. From Your Hands, it is going to an iBot for an amazing vet.
And we are on in your hometown, which is where this recipient is, Erie, Pennsylvania.
Erie, not yet announced. Announcing right now. We have picked the recipient, and he is in, of all places, my hometown of Erie, PA.
Wow.
So I can't wait to make my return and to just, for all the amazing right reasons, be able to give him an iBot.
Unbelievable. So you get to go back to your hometown and honor a disabled veteran with an iBot. And this technology just sounds insane.
Well, that was the thing. So I'm very tech savvy. And when I found out about it, there's 4 or 5 million Americans in wheelchairs alone. We've known wheelchairs to be around since, I guess it was the 1600s. They haven't changed much in design, which is crazy to think about. We're talking about holograms and artificial intelligence, flying cars.
ChatGPT is just writing papers now for college kids.
You could be ChatGPT. No one would know.
That's right.
But we haven't adapted the wheelchair. I mean, come on, step into 2023, people. So when I went to the facility, I was like, please don't be too high tech. Please don't be high tech. Like, be easy to use for anybody. User interface is absolutely incredible. Soon as I got hands on with the joystick, so incredibly easy to use. And again, 6 different modes. So when we give it to this recipient in Erie, I think that was the most fascinating part about it is you don't realize power wheelchairs, they can't go through terrain. Like if you want to go for a hike, if you want to go to the beach, if you want to go to your kid's soccer game, forget it. You want to go up a curb, forget it. Here, Dean Kamen, who I'm kind of secretly obsessed with, invented this Segway, one of the most powerful tech innovators in our lifetime, invents this thing, and it is mind-blowing. Wow. So why do more people not know about the iBot? And that's my job.
That is so cool. So this is all tied to your song, Your Hands.
Yes.
And so every time you download it,
Yep.
you are helping donate to this cause for the wheelchair. So all they have to do, all of our listeners have to do is just stream your song.
Play the song, and I have a new Instagram handle for my music. It's Katie Linendoll Music, and there's a donate button on there. $10. We're trying to get as much as we can, hopefully even more than one iBot to multiple veterans. But it's a blessing to be able to give back.
So if you find Your Hands on a streaming, whatever music that you have platform, just if you hit it on your way to work, if you hit it on your way back from work, hit it on the way to practice, just click it a couple of times per day.
Right. Tell ChatGPT to play it 100 times. Yeah. That's great. We all win.
Right. You leave the speaker somewhere and you go down, you make dinner or something like that. You come back up and it's played 50 times.
Yes,
that does actually help out the donation.
So much. And thank you. That's a great idea. Just keep it on loop.
Yeah. That's amazing. So it's Your Hands by Katie Linendoll. And again, her Instagram handle for all of her music is Katie Linendoll Music. This has just been such an amazing endeavor that you've embarked upon. I mean, very few people just in the middle of a really successful career doing anything else go like, oh, I'm going to do music now. I'm just going to become a music star. But this has somehow happened. Is it amazing to think about where you are now versus when you made this decision to kind of go into it?
Yeah, well, to share it publicly. So I've been vocally training for almost 20 years, and my dad's a drummer. So I grew up musically inclined. But just to go for it and to put the blinders on, my favorite part is the songwriting. So I write really vulnerable lyrics. I do a lot of breakup songs, like to put a lot of people on blast, which is completely not my personality.
Yeah, we never talk about that on the show.
We're going to talk about it in the music is what we're going to do.
Okay.
So it's been an awesome and honestly humbling too, to start completely over in a profession I really knew very little about, and to just... It's wild, but you're never too old and you're never too late to jump into something you're passionate about.
What was the draw? I mean, you were so successful, still are, in the tech space and the toy space and all of these incredible genres and Weather Channel you've done stuff for and video production, all of that type of stuff, emceeing things and public speaking. And so what was the draw that you said, there's something inside of me that I got to go write music and sing?
I wanted to share it publicly because it was such a part of my life for so long, but then to actually figure it out and to just head down to Nashville and start working with producers and musicians and formally start doing it at a big level. That was the cool part. There's success in collaboration. And when you find people that, I always like to surround myself in the tech world and in the music world with people that are way better than I am, way smarter than I am. And I just find the process fascinating. I love working behind the scenes. I engineer my own vocals. I work with my team so closely on each of the songs. I love the process as much as I love the final product and making fun things like music videos. But yeah, it's been a journey. But during pandemic time, I used to be on the road over 300 days a year filming for technology. And when that just shut down, I was like, wow, I found myself some extra time where I'm not in a plane. Let's do it. And if there is ever a time, no matter how old you are or how late in life, you can always just go for it.
So I just want to drill down to that point, because a lot of people will have a career that they need to have because they got to make sure the bills are paid.
Which is smart.
And they got to make sure that the house is paid for and the car is paid for and the kids are supported and the family supported. So that's what a lot of people's job has to be. And it's not their passion. So how can people, or why should people tap into a passion no matter where they are in their life?
I heard something interesting a few months ago, that if you have something innately in you that you've always wanted to do and you don't do it, you're going to forever have that internal battle that you never let it out. So you have to ignite this inner fire to just put the blinders on and not care what anybody thinks. Because also there's this moment, and I'll just use myself as an example. It's like, what is this girl doing? And she's like been in technology for 20 years. She's going to go into music. Who cares? Like, who really, like, go for it. And then you find out how many people are so supportive of you. But you also have to have that inner vigor and that inner just fire to follow through with it. Like, you are in charge. If you're not going to follow through and you're not going to give yourself the boost, who is?
And how do you feel today having done the journey?
Oh, fulfilled. It's so fulfilling to just, I don't care if you're weaving, if you're knitting, something you're passionate about, go for it. Yes.
Was that a message that you had growing up, that like, go for what you love, go for your passion?
Yeah, I think so. That Erie, PA mentality. There's something in the Lake Erie water. A lot of crazy people come out of the town.
That's the fluorocarbons in there that just says go for it. Yeah. So you're going to have this. When do you actually get to go to Erie to deliver the iBot?
That's a great question. Probably in a few months.
Yeah.
Y'all should come.
That'd be amazing.
We've been saying we're going to take this road trip for so long. No, but like we really should follow through. Talk about going for it. We've been talking about doing the Erie food tour.
Oh.
Pepperoni balls, sponge candy, meat that doesn't exist, ox roast. Not from an ox.
That's meat in a can.
No, it's meat in a water base that's just pulled out with tongs that you're just like, it tastes delicious. Let's not ask any questions.
And what sponge candy?
Sponge candy.
Tell us what that is.
I'm not sure.
No, you don't know.
No, but it melts in your mouth. It's
I like
phenomenal.
candy that melts in my mouth.
Yeah. No idea what it is. Just don't ask questions.
I want to get you up to date on a couple of storylines here on the show.
Oh, please.
You're
This is
always
the best part.
helpful for us. There was a video clip that went viral from San Diego on Saturday where the San Diego State Aztecs men's basketball team was playing in the Final Four. Mm-hmm. They had a huge game. They had a game-winning jumper at the end to win at a buzzer beater. And everybody at the San Diego Padres game was watching the Jumbotron, and they were kind of going crazy. Oh, our hometown college basketball team won. I thought it was a great moment of unification. Hey, there's a city that baseball fans, basketball fans, people that went to that college, people that didn't go to the college, all celebrating together. That's what I love about sports, this unification.
Yeah.
Mraz takes that video and absolutely dumps all over the city of San Diego, says you guys are losers, you guys are frauds, because if you really cared about the basketball game, you wouldn't be at the baseball game. You would have stayed home to watch the basketball game. You would have gone to a bar to watch the basketball game. You can't pay attention to it if you're at a baseball game. And if they lost, you would have to sit through 9 innings of baseball, and you would have been miserable, so you're a real loser. All of San Diego, we're on in San Diego.
Oh, gosh.
Revolts. And now there's a groundswell of people in San Diego that want us dropped off the air for Mraz calling them names. And I've had to do 3 days of damage control. And our timelines on social media are just littered with us getting pummeled in San Diego. So that's been the undercurrent of this week so far.
What's been worse? The pants accident?
Well, that's another
or an
hot
entire state just revolting against you.
So more behind the scenes. After the show yesterday, DA grabbed me and said, I just got to ask, what do you think is worse right now? The fact that you were labeled the worst sports talk take of all time and San Diego hates you, or the fact you went in your pants? So you're asking the same question. And the answer is whatever one people get more mad about, they bring up the other. So I guess it just fights amongst itself.
Why would you do this, though? Why would you
I'm
take
right.
this
That's
angle?
why,
That's
Katie.
so negative. It's
right.
like the triple cast. You can do multiple things at once, and it's in the sports bucket. Why'd you have to take a negative downturn on it?
I didn't mean for it to get that way.
Yeah.
I just want to show Katie a story that's been written on the internet. Can you just read the headline?
The SEO damage control. People pay a lot of money so they don't come up high in Google to be the worst radio take I've ever heard with your name attached to it.
Katie, if you do punch in my name, it's he pooped his pants and he had the worst take of all time. Again, so my kids now have to live with that for the rest of their lives.
Two girls of all.
And they're just sweetie pies. And,
Yeah.
and Daddy is now known.
So proud.
The search engine pops up
Also, hope you aren't leaving the DA show anytime soon. Can you imagine? It's like the number one thing they first Google search you. You're screwed.
Well, I think that's DA's. I think DA wants me to leave because it's the first thing now that comes up with his show, too.
Yeah, I need to separate myself from this. Pete, can we play the stinger from 108 The Cactus for Katie? So we've been brainstorming where Mraz could go if he does get canned or needs to leave for some type of, witness protection. And so we thought that perhaps he could host mornings in Tucson. We believe that there could be a good fit there. Well, it's a middle market, and we think it's a good growth pattern for him.
He just randomly came up with that? Now you're going to get people in Tucson mad. They don't want him.
So sometimes his nickname is the landfill because he just likes to dump on people and he just trashes things and sports teams and stuff like that. So we thought that a good morning show might be him and Glenn Davis, a.k.a. Big Baby Davis, on 108 The Cactus.
The number one sports talk in Tucson, Arizona. Chewing the fat and giving hot takes over hotcakes.
Jacksonville. Was that named after Michael Jackson?
From their first breakfast to their second breakfast. Weekday mornings. Big Baby. And the landfill. 4 hours of mega sports poundage.
I just wet my pants.
Guess who's wearing the adult diaper? Guess who should be?
Might laugh too hard up and friction down, and luckily it wasn't, mega poundage.
Have fun with your morning show. Broadcasting live in the metropolis of Tucson, Arizona. Big Baby and the landfill.
This is my life. This is my sad, sad life.
That was awesome. I would totally tune in for that.
I'm fired up to do the show that doesn't exist because of that.
Yeah, you got to add in the bat clip. Do you recall that?
Yes.
There's so much to be added to this whole entrance.
Yeah.
But I went shopping on Saturday, Katie, and the whole time I'm pushing the shopping cart, people are looking at me. I just keep blurting out every aisle. It's Big Baby and the landfill.
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 Oh, it's so strong.
Do you think landfill's an offensive nickname to me, though?
No.
Why would that be offensive?
Oh, it, makes me feel like large
Don't
and trash.
fire up the sensitivity bucket. It's too early.
No. So that's one of the storylines of the show these days. Also, we had a couple of wrestlers last week on the show, including Big E before WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we had Bianca.
You know Biggie played for
Belair.
Iowa?
Yeah.
Did you talk about that?
No, the first time he came on, we talked about that.
Yeah.
So we had Bianca Belair on as well. And so ahead of WrestleMania, that was kind of a big deal. I know you were a wrestling fan back in the day.
I did a lot of stuff with WWE for many, many years.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It surprises people. I can go back to 80s trivia in the wrestling world.
What was your favorite 80s wrestling character?
IRS, hands down.
Really?
Yeah, because I always like the randos. I don't pick like the
IRS.
Yeah,
That's
Erwin R.
amazing.
Shyster, my favorite wrestler of all time.
Wait, what was his name?
Erwin R. Shyster.
Erwin R.
He's
Shyster.
a tax man.
And he was
hey,
like
all you tax cheats.
He was like a tax auditor, right?
Yeah,
and
he had
was
like
also
the
a
elbow
wrestler.
drop was like his only move. I was like, I'm here for it. Yeah.
Erwin R. Shyster.
And then one time at WrestleMania, I got stuck in an elevator with him, and I had to take my inhaler because I was like, I'm not into like the celeb scene, but that was like the penultimate.
You were hyperventilating by meeting
Yeah, I was
IRS.
like, it's IRS. I had to pull it together.
What about Tugboat?
Yeah. I could do a little tugboat action.
I mean, he's a huge guy, and didn't he whistle like a tugboat?
Toot.
Toot, toot.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's Hulk Hogan's friend.
He was Hulk Hogan's
Yeah.
friend. Okay. There
Random
was
one.
Coco Beware was really cool, right? He had the big parrot.
That's right.
He
Frankie.
was with Owen Hart, High Energy tag team.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Okay. Ultimate Warrior, obviously.
Amazing. Yeah.
Just, Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji. He was on the same category manager style as like Paul Bear. Like legendary.
And the Mouth of the South, right?
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
Hands down.
Yeah, the managers were huge.
Managers.
Do they do managers anymore? Is that a thing?
Not as much.
Managers were awesome.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Honky Tonk Man?
Honky Tonk Man. I mean, you're pulling out some stops.
Yeah, what did you watch a documentary last night?
No. Wrestling.
My second favorite, though, I've got a list, is Tatanka.
Oh, Tatanka. Yeah. Tatanka
Yeah.
was awesome. You'd be surprised. When I was 10 years old, 1989 or so, my cousin was really into wrestling. He loved Ultimate Warrior, so I used to watch wrestling with him. So, and it was a cartoon as well on Saturday morning, so I knew all the Saturday morning cartoons. And there were figures, so I was, like I said to these guys the other day, Mraz was kind of amazed that I had a little bit of knowledge about something random. And I said, my knowledge is like a large Olympic-sized pool, but it's very shallow. It's like 1 foot deep. I know a little bit about a lot of things, but but I don't know a lot about one thing.
But the line, it was never completed. The jack of all trades, master of nothing has a tail end to it that nobody knows. There's actually benefit in that. See, and then I don't know it. So I have no point.
Jack of all trades, the master
Somebody
of
look it up. There's a purpose there. I would rather know a lot about a lot. I'm like, that was so stupid. Somebody Goog it.
How many Funko toys you got in your studio these days?
Hundreds.
By the way, how is the renovation going? Because I'm on month 7 of my basement renovation, and I'm dying to wrap this thing up.
No, guess what? Add another 25 months, 2,500. The money pit of owning a house, it's never over.
Yeah.
But my house looks like Willy Wonkaville. It's everything you would expect it to be and more. It really is. You got to come over.
I want to.
It's nuts, but it never ends. Adulting is hard.
It really is.
I was like, where's the super? I don't want to fix anything. Then there's always an issue.
Do you get a lot of mulch at your house, Katie?
Oh, painful. Adult words.
Mraz just went over to Home Depot the other day and got 35 bags of mulch, 25 for himself. We think that's a little excessive, but an old lady asked him to help carry.
I was just going to say, I love carrying mulch out of Home Depot.
Well, you would because you're an upstanding citizen. He said no to the old lady. He said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm done for the day.
I already logged 10 to my dad's house, 25 in my truck. I can't be helping the old lady get down the mulch.
What a sin.
Completely.
Katie, I was spent. Enough already. Get your own mulch.
Now you got San Diego State issues. You got senior citizen issues.
I help them all the time with the supermarket. I'm done.
Yeah, this is also the same guy that leaves his cart strewn about the parking lot.
That is a pet peeve of mine.
Because he thinks it keeps people employed.
It does.
No.
I'm saving jobs.
I will make laser eye contact with somebody that does not return their cart. I will take it physically, look them in the eye, continue to put it back to the return, and do it myself.
That's right.
Nonsense. Nonsense.
That is character right there. Y'all don't return your cart.
I come from supermarket blood.
Right.
My parents met at a supermarket. My dad's worked at a supermarket. It keeps
What
the
does it have to do with anything?
Because they're not going to employ a cart person if everybody keeps pushing them back to the corral.
That is so lazy.
It's not lazy.
It is.
Now,
That
I
is one of my biggest pet peeves.
I don't leave them in the middle of the road so they blow into a car. I
And
push
so
them
it
up on a
jacks
curb.
into my Jeep. It just crashes right in.
No, I
Little
put them up on a
window.
curb. No, you can't. You got to keep jobs.
Oh,
That's why I have 5 dents in my car.
Your hands, Katie.
Exactly.
You sung about it. Or your hands. You want
yeah,
people to use
your hands should take the cart back to the car.
You need that's a slice of Americana right there. Somebody pushing the carts.
Yeah, the one that they were using in the store back to the cart return. I swear, I will destroy you if I ever see you just rogue that cart.
Please do
no
it
class,
anyway.
that's why.
Just please do it right now. Katie, you sang about it. Your hands. Come on. Come on. How dare you? How dare you? Katie is singing about people
what
that
would my song
protect our
about Raz
country
be?
with their hands.
Yeah.
You're like, hey.
What's the name of my song from Raz? What would it be?
Your lazy ass.
Your mulch.